Greetings, Soul Tribe. This is Spirit, your cosmic mentor in the moment with Harmonious Living Mindset. Welcome to my channel where you're going to find tools for a more harmonious mind, body, and spirit. So today is going to be TA Tuesday. Even if it's not Tuesday when you see this, that's okay, because the information will be timeless. And so TA stands for Transactional Analysis, which is a form of psychotherapy that Eric Berne developed. And so it's from previous videos, if you've watched some, is that there's 3 ego states that are developed from the time that we're 0 to 7. And the first is the child ego state, which is about feelings. It's about, kids want immediate gratification, right? So our child ego state is about feelings. And then the next to be developed is the adult ego state. And that is the who, when, why, what, where thinking. That is our thoughts. And then the third is the parent ego state, and that is the attitude. And it's split between a nurturing parent and a critical parent. Okay? So that's the start of it. And so we have scripting or programming that happens from 0 to 7, however, and we get it from our parent or parent substitutes and society. However, we don't remember what happens from 0 to 7. So what everyone wants, though, what humans need are, we need food, we need shelter, we need water, and then we need love, okay? We need strokes. And so strokes are a unit of recognition. They can be positive or negative. And so today I'm going to share, that's the beginning part. Those are things I've shared before, if you've seen some of those. So today we're going to talk about the social script, okay? And so there's a social stroke economy. This is Eric Berne, and then Claude Steiner took some of Eric Berne's information and applied it into a societal way, okay? So the stroke economy is that the negative, corrupt, exploiting, oppressive social system uses beast power, and this is in quotes, beast power, which is negative pig parent energy. And a pig parent is a kid who's pretending to be a parent. And the kid ego state, or the child ego state, remember, is about immediate gratification. And so the beast power sets up an artificial scarcity in basic human needs, which are strokes. So we all need those. I haven't touched on this before, yet alienation is a really great tactic used in war. And all wars are fought for land and resources, except for this spiritual war that we've been going through for many psychic seers, empaths, truth sayers. We've been experiencing some major psychological spiritual warfare to keep us from really stepping into our true gifts, to actualize our potential. And humanity itself has been in this spiritual warfare too. And so we need, our basic human needs are that we need strokes. So in the stroke economy, stroking, okay, units of recognition are regulated for the purpose of controlling people. Positive strokes, okay feelings, are perceived to be in scarcity. And people can only feel okay, smart, healthy, beautiful, or good by proving that others are not okay. That's what some people set up in the scarcity of strokes economy. But the rules of the stroke economy that create this artificial scarcity of positive units of recognition, this is what is: don't give others positive strokes, don't ask for positive strokes, don't accept positive strokes, don't give yourself positive strokes, and don't reject negative strokes, okay? So saying that in the opposite way, that this is what beast power creates, to create an artificial scarcity, positive strokes. So what we can teach ourselves is that it's okay for us to give people positive units of recognition. It's okay to ask for positive units of recognition. And it's okay to accept positive units of recognition or positive strokes. It's okay to give yourself positive strokes, positive units of recognition, and it's okay to reject unwanted or negative strokes from other people, okay? Or negative recognition, like the trolls that leave negative comments for people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so the social script, this is part of this. The nuclear family is the training ground for the social script. So parents or parent substitutes train out personal power and train in discipline and docility rules by interfering in areas where their children have potential power, which is to love, which is intimacy, to think, awareness, that's awareness, to enjoy, which is spontaneity. Okay, and it's our birthright. Every child has the right to be protected in their full expression, full creative expression of their capacity, of his or her capacity, and to be given permission to rise to the highest level of humanity. That's our birthright. Yeah. So in order to survive in society, children give up their birthright by adapting to the demons of their parents and society. And when I'm saying demons, I'm saying psychic demons. Those programs or tapes, Eric Berne called them tapes, that we get from our parents. And a lot of it is their pig parent, their kid acting like a parent. As a result, the child's psyche splits and becomes something other than themselves. They're his or her real self. Okay, I know this is deep today. So I've shared this before, which is the drama triangle. Okay, and what the drama triangle, this is the training. Okay, this is what happens in training for powerlessness when we get into these scripts, is that the drama triangle is set up. And so there's a persecutor, a rescuer, and a victim. And so when we get into this, part of it is, we get a lovelessness script from a parent or a parent substitute, and we get a joylessness script, no joy, no love, or we get a no mind script, which is the victim part, okay? And so persecutor, rescuer, and victim. Once you're on the drama triangle with someone, you end up playing all the roles. So at one point you might start on it as a victim, then you become the rescuer, and then the persecutor. And it goes around and around, and the only way to get off. So the nuclear family trains their children to play all three roles. To feel the feelings, the lovelessness, joylessness, mindlessness, and follow the three scripts. Once on the drama triangle, you end up playing all three roles. I kind of said that. So to get off, you avoid rescuing or persecuting other people or refusing to be a victim. So there can be danger, okay? So there are true victims. So I'm going to explain this because I think it's important. A true victim will ask and express gratitude for assistance. So you ask them for help. Or you yourself might be in this at some point and you ask for help and you get the help and you either change your behavior or you take that and you're grateful and you use that to move forward and, move forward. A neo-victim, they persecute the rescuer and they collude with the persecutor, the downpresser. A neo-victim may ask for assistance, but then they turn around and persecute you for it. Or a neo-victim will continue to keep asking for help, but they'll never change their behavior. They'll never change, the being ungrateful for the help that that's being received. And so the persecutor, the rescuer is one who does more than 50% of the work in a relationship or situation. And so a lot of women are scripted to be rescuers. I'm not saying all women are, but there's a lot in our society to be the caregivers and the unpaid workforce. And so the rescuer also, there's guilt feelings favored by rescuers, exploiting them easy. That's true. So persecutors set up the drama triangle. They usually have an official title to legitimate their persecution, like a police, a boss, a senator, head of household, and they have this title that gives them the ability to persecute others in that title. And that doesn't apply to everybody that's in those titles, just some. So I wanted to share some more transactional analysis because awareness is power. And so if you're on that drama triangle, and especially for throughout my life, I have been on this, and when I started learning about this, so to get off of this victim, persecutor, rescuer thing, so games are played to get strokes, units of recognition, positive or negative. And to get off the drama triangle, you have to just choose to not participate. So when we get into unhealthy relationships, this happens, this drama triangle happens. And so as you are trying to change your relationships with other people, you have permission to step off that drama triangle and just choose to not participate. And that means, saying no, or just no longer giving communication to unhealthy relationships, giving that empowerment anymore. So the stroke economy rules flipped in not the scarcity way, but to actually have positive units of recognition, which is a basic human need that we need, is love. Okay, food, water, shelter, love. It's real. And so the artificial scarcity is to pull that away from people so they feel alienated and fill the kid ego state, the child ego state, which is about immediate gratification, which means a lot of people fill themselves up. We fill ourselves up with things externally, whether that's food, whether that's alcohol, whether that's drugs, whether that's other things, to fulfill what we really want, which is love. And what we really need is love. And so to change the scarcity stroke economy so that we're learning how to, first of all, give ourselves strokes, give ourselves positive units of recognition, and to teach others how to do that. The other one is to give strokes, give positive units of recognition freely to other people, to be able to reject negative units of recognition, okay, and to ask for strokes, ask for positive units of recognition, that it's okay to do that, and to teach our kids and other people how to do that. Super important. So we learn how to fill our cup up, and not looking externally to other people to do that. Okay. And to get back into being joyful, being mindful, and being full of love. I hope this is helpful for someone. This information has been very helpful throughout my life. And I am super grateful to share it with you, okay? I'm wishing you blessings wherever you're at in your journey, in that self-love journey in progress. One of the key things to do is to give yourself positive units of recognition. And the first one that you can do is look in the mirror and say, I am lovable. It's my birthright to be joyful, to be loving, to be mindful. Okay, that's your birthright. Celebrate that. Today and every day you are lovable. Okay? Take care. Ciao for now.